Alright guys, I'm going to make this as a follow-up video to the Is the US Violent Because of Guns videos. Today I'm going to break it down by race. I guess I'll kind of just start off by saying that I don't think that any particular race is inherently bad or anything, but we really have to stop avoiding the issue. I guess just go right into it then. This chart is murder rate by race. This is the black or non-Hispanic one. As you can see, it's quite a bit higher. This one here is the Hispanic one. The solid line here is the U.S. average. This one right here is the other or non-Hispanic, and then the bottom one here is white. As you can see here, it's pretty well every race. The murder rate has trended down over the last about 25 years, which I think it's evidence that the black population isn't, I'm not trying to say they're inherently bad or anything, but the issue is that the majority of murders are coming from generally black people, and it has really nothing to do with prejudice or anything. If you look at victimization here, the blacks are actually the victims of homicides at a far higher rate than whites, about 2.5 times or 3 times as much. So most murders are black on black, really. If you look at the gun ownership, whites own guns at a more than double as high rate as blacks, which I think is more evidence that gun control is in no way, shape, or form successful. It generally works the opposite way. The white murder rate is actually about 2 per 100,000, which is actually pretty similar to what Canada's is. And Canada is widely thought of as a successful gun control country, so that's just all the more evidence that that guns have nothing or no correlation to do with crime or murder. I guess let's start to just go over. So then, like, what causes crime? I guess there's a few reasons. I would say the first one, it isn't this, but I'll bring up. I think the drug war is one of the big ones. If you look at the murder rate, it pretty well consistently goes up once the drug war was kicked off and then ramped up in the 80s. That's right when the murder rate spiked. As you can see, like the early 90s, late 80s, especially for black people, it really peaked. Really peaked. And if we could figure out a way to ramp down the drug war and legalize some drugs, I think that would really help. I think another big issue is schooling. This is college, but I think high school, I would assume, would be fairly on par. Generally, people with higher amounts of education don't commit as many, at least, violent crimes. You can see the whites. This is college graduates. The percentage on whites is about 35%, African American about 7 or just under 20, Hispanic is just over 10. if you want to know how to drive down crime, getting people educated is smart. Doesn't mean you have to give it to them free. It just has to be more widely thought of as something that's a good idea. Another big reason is that for crime is, and this is just proof that black people they're not inherently or bad or anything. If you put whites or Hispanics in their same situations, numbers show that they'd be committing crimes at the same level, so don't think that's what I'm trying to say here. This is single mother families. As you can see, actually all races is trended up over time. But blacks is at the highest rate. It's at about 55%, Hispanic about 25%, average is about 20%, white is about 15%. If you look at here, these are basically just some crime stats. 63% of youth suicides are in fathers' homes. 90% of homeless children are from fatherless homes. 85% of children with behavioral disorders come from fatherless homes. 80% of rapists with anger problems come from fatherless homes. And 71% of high school dropouts come from fatherless homes. 70% of youth in state-operated institutions come from fatherless homes. 85% of youth in prison come from fatherless homes. And that's 20 times the national average. If you look at this, well, look, black people are pretty well 3 times the national average to grow up in fatherless homes. And a lot of this it's a generation to generation problem, which shows it's just continuing to get worse. You grow up with a father or without a father, and you think maybe you never knew what it was like, so when you get in that situation, you're probably going to be more likely to bail. Yeah, I think that's about it. I guess I'll just finish up by saying to the people that want to avoid the issue that they're the same people like pushing gun control and stuff like that. If you want to get rid of crime, you got to go to the places where the crime is happening, and much of that is happening in the black, probably a lot of ghetto stuff like that. If you want to get rid of crime, that's where you got to go. Avoiding the issue is just making it worse and worse. Yeah, I guess that's about it for this video, but definitely have more in the future.